Afternoon. This is probably the best day of the year at Hodges University. And after about halfway through the program, I think you can understand why. And probably a lot of parents are wondering what in the world this APA format is. But it's also the hardest time of the year as a department chair because we're forced to choose one outstanding person in each program. And that's not always easy. It was a lot easier this year in both of our programs. And our recipient for the MBA program, Ted Farah, quiet, unassuming gentleman. And I spent 20 years in the field artillery, and I was fortunate enough to know a lot of leaders that when they walked in the room, you automatically knew they were there. You didn't have to see them, you didn't have to hear from them, but you knew that they'd come in the room. Now, you guys thought this place was crowded because it's a lot of people here, but actually it's pretty crowded because Ted's here, because he's that kind of a leader. And he sets a standard. I can't tell you how many students come to me and tell me that they sit down with Ted and talk about the next course. We just went through our 6-hour comprehensive exam, Ted, about 2 terms ago. The next term, all my students, none of them were worried about the comprehensive exam because every time I talked to them, they say, well, Ted told me I could do this and get through. And, but it was really impressive, and knowing him, I understood he took the time to help. Real quick story, we have a professor, Dr. Gene Landrum, who fancies himself a really good tennis player. And he tells people when they walk in the room, I'll play you tennis for your grade if you want. Even though Dr. Brock demands academic rigor. So Ted thought, wow, that'd be pretty neat. He raised his hand and said, I'll do that. It turns out Ted played in Wimbledon as a teenager. So Dr. Landrum had to revert back to the academic rigor. With that, I'll introduce Mr. Ted Farah.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate this. This is the greatest day of the year for me. I really appreciate what Dr. Don has done for me. But truly, I wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't for a few people, and I just want to mention them. First of all, if it wasn't for my wife, who did a lot of extra cleaning and laundry and cooking, plus her full-time job, allowed me to stay up until 3 in the morning doing the APA papers and the research, I assure you I wouldn't be here today. If it wasn't for my father and my mother and Pat, who have been great role models for me, I wouldn't be here today as well. Dr. Ford has been a phenomenal advisor for me and has really helped me a lot through the process. And I really don't think I would be here today if it wasn't for him helping me out. Mentioning Dr. Landrum, if anybody's had his class or heard about him, it's like a big shot of adrenaline in the arm. Once you finish one of his classes, you just want to run out to the world and basically take over, because he gets you so fired up that you're going to go out there and conquer the world. And when I first started, if you would have told me that I would have enjoyed an econ or finance class, I would have laughed, in all honesty. But we have a special teacher here, Dr. Kest, who really puts his heart and soul into the classes. And when you finish a class, you really feel like he melded the theory as well as the outside world into the class. And it's been a phenomenal experience. And I can't thank all of you, the administration, as well as the faculty. You've put together a wonderful experience, and I've really enjoyed it, and I appreciate it greatly. Thank you very much.